I don't really know for sure, but I would say probably.
Jesus is probably your God.
I would say yeah. If I had to pick one, yeah, I would say he is. But I only know so much
I
between me
see.
and God. Yeah.
Between you and God, so you know what God knows.
I mean, I know what God tells me.
You know what God
What
tells
I
you.
hear.
How does God tell you
I know what
things?
God I hear when God's telling me
How does God
something.
tell you things?
Because some things he tells you as in they're more like
How,
there's things that can be told more because it's
how,
like more like what you should be
how,
talking about. How?
how does God tell you things?
Because they're things that should be told, and you can just
By what method does God tell you things? What happens when God says something?
just
Do you audibly hear it? Do you think
no.
it? Do
You
you
have to
feel it? Do
listen.
you
You have to
interpret the
listen.
wind to something like a bird cry in the distance, and you do some multiplication, and
It's
somehow
like how
that's
you're
like, what
asking
is a
this question right
communication
now.
from God?
So your ear is to hear the answer to this question right now, right? Does that make
Have
sense?
you heard the question?
What?
Did you hear the question?
Well, yeah, but I answered it with a question.
Why would you do that?
That's my because that's my answer to that question.
Are you drunk?
Why would you ask me why I would do that? Or why would you ask me if I was drunk? Are you drunk?
No, but you certainly sound that way.
Well,
Drunk.
I guess that's your opinion, but I haven't been
Sure
drinking,
is an
so thanks a
opinion. I
lot.
didn't say
I
it's a
guess.
fact.
Okay. Well then, we're square.
So, what was the question that I asked before? Are you drunk?
Is that just to throw me off? I'm just quite. No, I'm sorry. I retract that. Well, the question was why. Wait, actually, good. That is a good question because let me track it for a second. Why don't you tell me what the question was? First of all,
Well, he tracks back to the question. Thank you guys for 109,000 likes. Really appreciate everybody tapping the screen. Also, thank you for sharing the live out over
I will track
over
it.
150 times. Thank you guys for
Don't
that.
tell me right away
Really
either. I'm gonna give me a
appreciate you.
second, and then let me know, and then
Yeah.
and then it's like show your hand, but give me a minute, okay? We're talking about. Come on, God. How about God? I'll ask God. How about that, God? I just ask you instead of letting show some faith and see what happens. God will tell me the answer. So I'm actually going to scroll up. I didn't even think about that. Thanks. That was his answer, I think.
God's answer was to scroll up
somebody
because
said something.
did I type the question in chat?
I crashed out. Well, in my defense, man, never mind. I don't need a defense. I said self-aware. We were talking about. I'm just tired, so you got that, I guess.
So God told you to scroll up in chat to find.
Yeah, man, I said got that.
So God told you to scroll up in chat to find.
Yeah, we had 100, but right now, by the way, sorry.
In chat to find
Well,
the question.
to remind me of what you asked me before.
Oh, and the reminder.
Before I can't remember
what
that
I asked
now.
you.
I'm going the other way. Damn it. Now, how did that happen? So, do you remember what you asked me though?
So just now, when you talked
I think
to
that
God,
I caught you because I think when I asked you the first time, maybe you'd already forgotten too.
I'm actually about to re-ask the question.
True?
If you'd pay
Oh,
attention
okay.
and
Oh, I'm
calm
sorry.
down,
Is
if you'd
that
stop acting like a
if I'd have known
belligerent
that?
drunk,
If
you
I
would
would have
actually
only
hear
known.
what I was saying.
Gee, if I just
But
would have
you're
known.
acting like a
Gosh,
belligerent
sorry.
drunk. Yeah. Since you're acting like a belligerent drunk, I'll treat you like one. I'll mute you the first time and boot you the second time. It's that easy.
Wild behavior.
God talked to you. In what method, through what means, in what way does he talk to you? Just now, when you talked to him, how did you hear him tell you to scroll up to find the question that you never fucking found?
No, darling, I am not talking about Thrayle. How about we stop assuming what I mean?
Cullen says the language of creation. Well, I mean, he would have had to answer that for himself, but that's not what he said. It's not anything he implied. Did
Words
you hear it?
are important.
Did the language of creation tell him to scroll up in chat and get lost and never find the question?
It's also okay to say, can you repeat the question?
It would have been fine. I remembered the question because I asked it 4 times before we lost track of it. He lost track of it.
God didn't ask him to do that. God asked him to find it in the chat.
Do you know why words are important? Because they mean things.
Yeah, disrespect doesn't go far. W mods. Hello, Daniel. Can I get your age for TikTok TOS?
31.
And do you have a belief in a god or gods, a higher power, or anything like that?
I think I'm more of a spiritual person.
What does spiritual mean to you?
Well, I feel like there's like energy within the universe that connects everything and everyone.
What do you mean by energy?
But I can't define it as like a higher being that's created everything. I like that belief to me is like ridiculous. I honestly can't believe that before everything there was nothing, and when there was nothing there was only God, and then God created everything, and my brain can't my brain can't understand how that's possible.
Your brain can't understand how a god created something from nothing.
Yeah, because when there's nothing, there's nothing.
I see.
You can't create something from nothing.
Not even a god.
Do you know what I mean? Like I think that the idea is ridiculous. I believe that the universe is eternal. I believe that the universe has existed. Like human beings just like create words and try to comprehend things to understand it. But I think the universe is just is.
The universe is just is.
Yeah, I don't believe that there was a before and an after. I just think the universe is.
If the universe just is,
Yeah.
What is it that you were saying about spiritual energy? What is that?
Well, I've had some like things that have happened to me in my life where it's either visual or something else, where I do question the fact that I'm a human being. It's a result of 2 people coming together to create me, but I think on a broader scale than that, I think that why do we all exist? You know, like okay, science would say that we live on the Earth. Earth is like in the right place from the sun where it can sustain life there's water, all the scientific evidence, but
Say scientific evidence. What is the evidence pointing to?
the evidence is that there's no evidence for why we exist. We are all conscious, like we're all aware. Of everything. We're aware of what we perceive to be reality.
Why do you assume there's a why?
Well, I don't think there's a why. I think that like I exist because two people gave life to me, but that's all I think. I think that in terms of like the universe scale, I think the universe is just is. And we're a very intelligent species, but we for some reason that I don't understand, we ground ourselves with primitive thought, and I don't understand that. You know, like
Do you think it's possible that even you ground yourself with certain primitive thoughts?
well, of course I do, but like the thing is, like, what's embarrassing to me is like we watch movies like Star Trek, for example, right, where these people portray characters that are characters that explore the universe, but we watch that, but we are real, we all exist, but we still, for some reason, ground ourselves on the fact that Earth is the only purpose of existence. And I think that's like the most embarrassing thing about humanity.
Right. I, so the questions I've been asking you have been geared towards why you believe there is some spiritual energy, what that spiritual energy is. And I understand you don't believe in organized religion. You don't believe in assuming certain things. But why do you have any assumptions of spirituality or connective energy?
Because I've witnessed things and I've seen things and I've.
Can you tell me what you've witnessed?
I don't want to actually say it on a public level. I think it's
I
like
see.
a thing. You understand? I think it's a thing that people need to like either go through or not. I don't want to share it because for some people it might seem absurd to think what I've witnessed or what I felt or what I've heard might come across as crazy.
I can understand that, and I'm not going to force it out of you, Daniel. I wonder why it is that you accept your experiences that you recognize would not be believed by people on a public platform. Why you would
Because
hold to the conclusions you do.
not everyone's on the same wavelength. The thing, you know, like everyone's got their beliefs and stuff, you know. So me to believe what I believe is not going to transcend with other people who have a opposite opinion of what they believe. You know, like they like.
Are
these
you
people
worried that
who-
you? I'm sorry. And again, I'm not trying to pry you into sharing, but are you saying that by sharing your experiences or questioning that you would somehow sway someone to believe what you believe, or you might offend someone
No,
who doesn't
no,
believe what you believe?
you know, and that's my thing. That
I'm not going to push any further after this one question, but are the experiences that you have something that you personally can question? Or do you just assume your conclusions?
there's been a couple of experiences, like a few experiences, like two or three that where I go. Science will say, well, it's a result of that, but I go, well, it's very, very real to me, right? And I've never had these experiences in my life ever before, and I'm going to cherish that. I'm going to keep that to me, but it's almost like religion, you know, like people who are religious, people who believe in God and the word of God and all that stuff, you know, they believe that to be true to them. But that's not my truth. My truth is the things that I've experienced in my life to this point, right now. Tomorrow's tomorrow, so whatever it means tomorrow is tomorrow. But at this point in time, the things that I've experienced make me believe what I
Mm-hmm.
and I do genuinely believe that there is something
Mm-hmm.
that's above all of us,
Yeah.
but I can't define it as a
Mm-hmm.
higher. Like I just think that's a way of human beings trying to understand things, to put things into perspective for them to acknowledge. For
Why do
me,
you
it's more.
believe? Why do you believe that there definitely is something that people are calling higher being? What is it? I get you can't say what it is. You don't understand that, but why do you assume that there must
Well,
be a thing?
it, if science says that we exist because we're on a planet that's like the right distance from the sun, where it has water,
The
sustain
right
life.
distance. How far is
That's
the
all.
right distance?
That's all very wonderful, but
How far is
again,
the right distance?
that's all human beings trying to like put order to the chaos of the universe, and there is no order in the universe. Like you,
I'm so lost. Why do you assume that there is something? You're
that's what I
saying
mean.
it's
Like,
this Goldilocks zone. How, like, do you know what the Goldilocks zone? How far the right amount is? Is it not the reason you believe there is something? Are you just kind
well,
of speaking after I speak? And
no, bro, it's not even that. It's just like human beings have created a language where we can talk and debate words to each
right,
other. But
and I've
I
asked
don't think
why,
I
which is
don't
a
think
wherefore,
I
right?
don't think anything's
What
meaningless.
cause?
I don't think anything's meaningless, but I think to an extent it is meaningless.
Okay,
Trying to understand the meaning of everything.
right,
I don't think that, like the thing is like you'll never actually ever know the meaning of everything.
sure.
It's
So
impossible. It's impossible.
there was a button earlier I talked about putting on my soundboard, and I didn't do it. Kind of wishing I
But
had.
do
But
you know
I'm
what I mean though?
curious. I'm still talking. It's been like a problem the whole time, Daniel. I don't think you're actually here for a conversation. I've already tried talking to you a few times. You don't
Yeah, well
answer directly. You answer
that is
while I'm
exactly the point.
speaking.
Like
You answer while I'm
I'm
speaking.
not.
You have no fucking respect. Get the
Yeah,
fuck off my stage, you
what
disrespectful piece of shit. Goodbye, drunk bastard. Look at that. Got me calling
Named
you a
after him.
drunk bastard. What the fuck is the matter with people? Here, for you, Daniel, for you, I went the whole live without name calling anybody.
To question your beliefs, you really have to be able to hear the question. To question your beliefs, you really have to be able to hear the question.
Just came up here to shit on other belief systems and then grandstand on the ambiguity of his superiority. And nobody gives a shit because you're drunk. I tried. I really did. I even tried to wrap it up like I was trying to kind of wind us towards here's anybody else got a question for him because I'm ready to move on. And he
Oh,
couldn't
I
even
definitely
let me
had
get.
questions.
Yeah. I don't know if he'd have been able to answer. I just.
There just wasn't enough information.
I just.
It's not any fun when you have to pull them out like teeth.
Yeah.
It's actually a lot more taxing.
Hello, Sayer. Can I get your age for TikTok TOS? I don't think Sayer's really there. Well, I hope you rest well. Instead, we fell into the koi pond. I don't even know. That's a metaphor right there. Not sure what it's for, but it's a metaphor. It's foring the meta all over the place. I think it might be that time. It's a Saturday.
This seems like a good spot for a Saturday.
Right? It's a Saturday. I've got a poem. It's not the one that I read earlier.
Thank God.
I don't think I could get through that one again. Let me double check this one, make sure that it's poetic.
You see that one word and you're gonna lose it.
For those of you who don't know, Batcolyte is on almost every night. If we judge night by Central Time. Morgan, did you get the house heated up?
I did.
Very good. This is a very long cold snap we're going through. Reaching down to Texas, too. That's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not 100 on the final line. It's gonna, it could hit better if I changed a word, but then it would hit better if I changed that word to another word. And we're just gonna do what it does.
That's the best you can do.
I literally just did what I said I wasn't gonna do. And I'm gonna do it again probably before the end. Who knows? While I'm reading it, I might just ad-lib it. We'll see. But thank you all for being here. Thank you for your questions. Thank you, Morgan and Jimmy. You guys are amazing. I really do appreciate you.
Thank you, Thrayle.
Absolutely. Anytime, Jimmy. Appreciate you. Thank you, Morgan. And thank you all for being here. Thank you for being really the best audience on TikTok. I really couldn't ask for better. I appreciate every one of you for just being here, for tapping the screen and sharing the live and all that stuff, of course, but for asking your questions, for giving your answers, for engaging in all the ways that you do, and keeping it respectful of each other, of the place, of the process, and still having a great time. I think you guys really do an amazing job of just giving this space the tone and the mood that it has. I really do mean it when I say that you guys are the best audience on TikTok. I've scrolled around other lives and I see a lot of you in some of the best ones. But here, all of you together really are the best. Thank you. And thank you, of course, to the sleepers, and most especially to the mods. Thank you all for making this space a comfortable place for everyone to just be. And if you want to join the community, see what I get up to behind the scenes between the lives, there's always a link tree in my bio or in the Batcolyte's bio. Either one will take you to the Discord, that first link in the link tree. You just want to make sure. But if you can't agree to them, then you should find out that you're not alone. And if you stumble across the Venmo or the Cash App in that link tree and you want to show your support that way, well, it is always appreciated. And I do thank every one of you who helped that way. It does make all the difference. Thank you. And I think there's really only one thing left. You followed fire back through ash and bone, through stories sworn as solid ground. Each voice said this is finally known. Each truth rang loud, then lost its sound. You weighed the sky with borrowed scales, measured stars by ancient claims. Every map began as tales, every answer or a name. You watched belief grow sharp with use, turn questions into guarded gates, What once was wonder learned to bruise any hand that hesitates. The gods grew taller than the doubt that first gave them a place to stand. Certainty then learned how to shout, and mystery learned to clasp its hands. But silence never begged for creed, never asked to be made whole. It only waited to be freed from answers choking what they stole. So you unlearned the final word. Let pillars crack, let heavens bend. You trusted less what you'd been told, and more of what wouldn't pretend. If pressed to pin the truth in place, to drive it home, to make it stick, you peg that answer with honest grace. I don't know. And you refuse the trick. So leave the night still wide and deep. No throne, no lock, no borrowed key. No faith, nor fear, but watchful sleep. And questions asked consistently. And on that note, until the next time we meet in darkness and seek wisdom together. Until the next time we meet in darkness and seek wisdom together, I love you all.